What is up, you guys? This is Ghillie again from Pandemic Gameplay and FOD Gaming, and today I'm gonna bring you a nice Napoleon Total War commentary. I know a lot of you guys have seen me play this game. Well, haven't actually seen me play this game, but you've heard me talk about this game a lot. And I just recently got this with my new PC, and it's a pretty awesome game. But I'll just go over the few things about the game, and I'll tell you why I like the game so much. Aside from the fact that it's just awesome to command all these troops into battle. I mean, just look at the mass amounts of troops. Like, I think each line infantry unit contains about 120 men, and you have about like 6 or 7 of those, and your whole, in total, your army has about 1,500 troops. So that's a lot of troops, and I'm playing a 2v2 match here. I'm playing as the Prussians, which is basically like the Germans at the time. Keep in mind, this game takes place during the Napoleonic era, which is when Napoleon ruled over most of Europe. So it reigns anywhere between like 1800 and 1812. So a lot of the guns you'll see are also muskets as well, and rifles and stuff. And this is when they actually used horses too, so you'll see a lot of horse charges and stuff. But this game has 3 basic unit makeups. It has infantry, cavalry, and artillery. That your infantry is just your backbone of your army. You have to just push your infantry toward your opponent, but you can't push them up in a straight fashion. You have to enclose your opponent, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you have to go to their flanks and kind of envelop them. And as you can see right here, their cavalry right here is actually charging at my infantry. And another cool thing about this game is you can form squares with your infantry. And if you click on this form square button, your infantry will form a square against a cavalry charge. And as you can see, the troops, they have bayonets on their guns, so they'll basically form a square and just shoot the cavalry as they charge after them. And this is a perfect defense for cavalry, so you actually don't even need cavalry. If you just have a bunch of line infantry, they can basically defend for themselves. But you have to have really good reaction time to time the square correct, because otherwise the cavalry will just charge right through your men. And right here I'm actually playing against the Russians, so I'm playing as the Prussians against the Russians, so, which is basically like the Germans against the Russians. And right now the Russians are kicking my butt over here, but eventually the battle turns and I defeat the Russians. But now I have to deal with the English, or the Great Britain. So I'm battling against Great Britain right now. My other teammate, Austria-Hungary, got wiped out. So, and as you can see at the bottom, it just said enemy general killed. So the Great Britain's general was actually killed. So all they have left is their general staff. So their army's losing morale as well. That's another thing about this game. If you lose your general, your entire army will just run away, because if your general dies, then your army has like no morale left at all. And right here, these are actually grenadiers. They're the elite Prussian troops. They actually have grenades that they can throw, and you'll see that in a second right here. But right now, I only have a few troops left, and I have to defend against a huge Britain army that's marching at me right here, as you can see. My artillery is actually raining fire down upon them as they're marching towards my men. They only have a few units left, but I only have a few units left as well, so I have to micromanage my my troops a lot. And as you can see here, you'll see all my units lined up, but they're not in a straight line. I have them kind of at an angled direction towards the troops. And right here you can see my howitzer artillery team firing at the Great Britain's troops that are advancing towards me. They have a lot of elite units left as well. They have the Highland Foot Guard, and I think they have some light foot as well as some regular foot soldiers. And luckily they didn't have any cav left, because if they had some cav left, I probably would have been destroyed. But yeah, you can see the howitzers fire the cannons through the air, and it just explodes right on top of them. And that's another thing that can do damage to the morale of Great Britain's troops, is the fact that cannons just explode right on their troops. So when you see the green bars above the troops' head, that's their morale. If it's green, they have good morale. If it turns orange or red, they're starting to lose morale. And okay, right here, I'm really starting to have to micromanage my troops really well, because I only have a few troops left. And as you can see, Great Britain's actually advancing on me pretty good, so my opponent's actually advancing on me a lot. But as you can see, I have 2 of my units shooting at 1 unit, so one of their unit routes, but again, my other unit routes. So it turns out that both of our units routed at the same time, which is kind of weird. But I still have a lot of musketeer troops left that I can move up right here. As you can see, they're reloading in their guns there. They're shooting back. And I still have my riflemen with their stakes set up in a defensive position. But Great Britain's troops actually running at me. So I have to defend pretty good right here. Their Highland foot is actually retreating, so that's good for me. Their elite infantry has actually retreated. And so now their enemy general is killed once again. I think that last general was the other team. And right here you can see this is my general fighting their foot guards, and my riflemen are as well. So that's pretty funny. They're actually retreating as well, so that was good for me. So all they have left now is, I think, a foot unit and their artillery in general. And right now you can see me just lay waste to their foot unit here with my grenadiers. Watch them throw grenades. They can actually throw grenades. You see them fly through the air. Yeah, so once I throw the grenades, I basically just go in with a bayonet charge and just destroy them. And I actually charge my general at them as well, so if you have your general left, and you can actually use him as a cavalry unit because they have a really good plus charge. This slow motion right here. Charge! Yep, they're already retreating. So basically all they have left now is a howitzer team and their general. So I basically charge them down with my remaining grenadier troops as well as my general. And I basically take them out for there. Again, if you want to see more of these gameplays, let me know, because I love playing this game. I can bring you so many gameplays, as well as awesome online gameplays. I've been playing a lot of online matches as well. And I can also do some in-depth guides to the game as well. I don't know if you guys play this game or not, but I might just do normal commentaries on it. And that's about it, you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.